And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Monday, November 4th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be okay. The sun is shining. It's frosty. It is autumn for sure, and we are on the air for Absolute Kubota. And we welcome Jonathan Manning to come back and be with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Get over my coughing here. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah? How's Florida State?
Well, depending on which side of the fan base you're on, we're very excited.
You're looking for a new coach, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Well, MJ is trying to tell me something.
Hello, hello.
The microphone's not working.
See if it's working now.
Hello.
Nope.
No. Well, it's Monday morning. What do you expect? And I'm not throwing stones at anybody. If anything can go wrong,
Hello, hello. Hello.
it seems like it goes wrong on a Monday. All right, here we go. All right, there was the problem. I got it. We got it, Billy. Thank you very much.
Hello. Good
All
morning.
right. That was all my fault, but I'm not going to explain it, okay? All right, we start every Monday morning off with a representative from Absolute Kubota. Absolute Kubota specializes in the sale of Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, and RTVs. They also carry Exmark mowers, one of the top-selling zero-turn mowers in the country, and they're located in the same building as Absolute Rental and Supply, which specializes in tool and equipment rental. Again, with us today, Jonathan Manning. He's in sales at Absolute Kubota, which is now open Monday through Friday from 7 to 5. As of today, right?
That's right.
As of today, with daylight saving time gone, and still 7 to 4 on Saturdays. They're located at 1325 West Main in Lebanon, behind Advanced Auto Parts. Just look for their big sign or the orange tractors. Their phone number, 615-449-6171, and the website is www.absolutekubota.com. You can also check them out on Facebook. Well, what a welcome back after a month.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I actually enjoy the early shift in the morning. So
we're always glad to have you here, and I just opened up about knowing you're a big Florida State fan and knowing that they've had better days. A little kidding, I guess, but
no, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So we are on the hunt for a new coach. So that's okay.
But you don't have your name in the mix.
No, not at all. No. They think he did a bad job.
You're happy selling Kubotas and
That's right.
and X-Marks and other things.
That's right.
On West Main.
Absolutely. Maybe a good recruiter, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. So not a whole lot has changed since, October to November transition. We still got a lot of equipment over there at the yard and stuff coming in daily. We've got a lot of just good tractors, good financing, got a lot of implements out there. And that's something else I wanted to approach too. A lot of people don't know that Kubota and Land Pride, they're the one and the same company. And basically, in a nutshell, that anything over, I think it's $2,500 as your purchase price. So if you're looking for a 10, a 12, 8-foot, 15-foot batwing, whatever, anything that's above, that $2,500 mark there, they'll finance on that 0%. So if you're looking for attachments, things like that, trying to let people know. Also, if you're looking for hay tools, end of the year purchasing, it's a great time to start looking at them. Let me know what you need. Or if you're planning into next year, let us know so maybe we can go ahead and start ordering things that, you're going to need.
Have an idea. Now, I know if you're like me, a lot of times you wait to the last minute. When you need something, you wait and you go, and you don't really check it out maybe as much as you should, or know for sure what you really should buy.
Sure.
You've got the end of the year here. The growing season's over. You can make a better decision if you do something like that now.
Sometimes, yeah, because you're not in the heat of it.
Right.
You've stewed on it, you've thought about it, you kind of got a better understanding of what you're doing with your equipment. And so there's a lot of times that, end of the year purchasing is is for that because they're just too busy during the growing season, especially your farmers and guys like that. So then also they got the tax man going, dude, you better spend some money. You're gonna spend it one way or the other, so you might as well get something you can use.
That's a pretty good incentive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
The tax preparers and financial advisors preach that as well.
That's right.
You.
That's right. So come spend it. But yeah, there's a lot of that goes on, and if we don't have it, I've always told everybody this too. If we don't have it, that doesn't mean we can't get it. It just means I'm currently out of stock on it. So, or if it's a specialty thing, I mean, we order from the factory all the time. So, if we don't have it, just ask us. We're more than happy to source it for you.
And from now till spring, what will you mostly be doing?
Sitting at my desk with my feet on it.
I hope your boss is not listening this morning.
It's just a slower time of year, man. This is where as sales guys we finally get a chance to breathe a little bit because Lord knows when we're on that daylight savings time, it is as fast as you can get everything done. It's wide open, man.
So honestly, it's a little bit of a slowdown.
It is. It's a slowdown period for us, but like I said, we welcome it. By this time of year, we're like, whew, okay, let's take a breath for a second here. But it does slow down traditionally this time of year. We got that end of the year jaunt coming up here after Thanksgiving that'll pick back up, and then usually then. February rolls around, everybody start thinking about mowers again. Yeah, you're starting to get back into the groove. So you got a couple of month lull there. But, like I said, we appreciate the slowdown. So, but which is nice. I mean, but there's still a lot of people that do spend at the end of the year. It keeps us busy through it. So
you're busy, but not as busy.
Right. That's correct.
We'll close it out like that this morning. But don't wait. If you've got time now and can do something, get ahead, get a jump on spring. Well, go ahead.
That's right. That's right.
And they'll be waiting for you. Absolute Kubota, 1325 West Main. And Jonathan, thanks so much. See you next Monday.
All right. See you then. Okay. Thank you.
We're about 10 and a half after the hour. Sheriff Robert Bryan joins us this morning for his monthly appearance on Coleman and Company. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you again. I hope things are going well.
Busy, staying pretty busy here.
Yeah, we never rehearse. That's one thing we say about this program: live, spontaneous, and unrehearsed.
That's right.
And you and I haven't talked about one thing we might discuss this morning, other than maybe a couple of veterans breakfasts, which we'll get to in a minute. But what's the busiest thing with you right now?
Pretty much, and just talking about busy time of year for Lebanon Kubota. It's this is a busy time of year. Coming into the holidays and different things, and Christmas. It's one of our busiest times of the year. We have we see an increase in calls. We see an increase in burglaries and different things like that. So we step up patrols during this time of year to try to prevent some of that stuff.
You have a lot more, or there's some domestic violence, I guess, going on all the time, but doesn't it kind of rear its head more in the holidays?
But you do, and people can't get out as much as they normally do, and they're cooped up in the house, and we find a lot of people don't get along too well behind closed doors, but during summertime they're able to get out and do whatever. But yeah, we see a little increase in domestic situations.
We are growing all the time. I think every day our population, at least say every week, our population probably increases a little bit in Wilson County, and that's more possible conflicts or calls for you and the people at Sheriff's Office.
And I've said it on here before. Pretty much every day, somebody sits in one of these chairs and the word growth comes out of their mouth, and I noticed that, and I see it, and but yeah, anytime you have an increase in population, you're going to have an increase in everything across the board as it relates to public,
You probably talk with some of our other growing areas with the sheriff's say in Middle Tennessee, Rutherford County, maybe in particular, Sumner County. I don't know how much Williamson, I guess, is still growing, although you'd think it's about full. But what do they have the same problem?
And we're not the only county around Nashville that's having these problems. We communicate with all the surrounding counties of Metro. Every couple of months, we'll all sit down and talk, and they're seeing the same things we're seeing. We're seeing the same things they're seeing. So we try to get together to discuss some things and to see how best we can, because they're running the same problems we are, because we're on the border with Davidson County, and they're having people from Davidson County come over into Wilson, Williamson, Sumner, Rutherford, and committing crimes and just going back across the line. So they're seeing the same types of problems.
So that's a big problem too,
It's
which
a real
we
big
haven't
problem.
talked an awful lot about, but makes sense. They can. I guess Nashville is more thickly populated.
Right.
They can come over here, do the dirty work, and go there and get a little bit harder to get caught.
And you see a lot of this on the news every day. I mean, Hendersonville, Sumner County, Rutherford County, and us. So these car burglaries we've been having in these neighborhoods, the majority of them are juveniles out of Davidson County. We every time we catch a string of them, another string of them drop behind them trying to break into cars. And I go back again, we've said this before on the radio, lock your cars, because we're seeing an increase in car burglaries again. So it's important that you lock the cars, and they're not breaking in locked cars. They're just going around checking doors and handles and see if anything's unlocked, and don't leave nothing in your car.
Okay, good advice from Sheriff Robert Bryan. We'll take a break right here and come back and talk more here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:14. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Regular oil change, $28.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. It's the best price around. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still heavy traffic here on 24, trying to get up through the Hickory Hollow area. Coming in from Rutherford County, there's a crash being cleared right now at Lambert there at Bentley Drive. That's going to be South Nashville, Oak Hill area. Nolensville, Pike at Burkett Road, tied up traffic pretty good with that 2-car wreck. Just trying to get out of Nolensville right now. Coming inbound on Nolensville Pike is crazy slow this time of the morning. Prince's Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. Check it out for lunch, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
She's taken care of you your whole life. Now it's your turn to take care of her. But with a family of your own and other responsibilities, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's why it might be time to call the Pavilion Senior Living. From bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and meals, the Pavilion Senior Living is committed to being senior living you can trust for your loved one. Find out more at pavilionseniorliving.com or call 444-5556. That's 444-5556.
Since they retired, one couple has ridden every wooden roller coaster in America. What are your goals for the future? Your Waypoint financial professional can help you develop a financial plan to get there. Waypoint, your future, your way. Call your Waypoint financial professionals, Bill Bryson, David Gordon, Tracy Hay, and Tony Helton at 615-444-6548 or log on to axaonline.com. Financial planning services provided by AXA Advisors, LLC.
With the new Kubota Sidekick, durability meets speed. It's the first gas-powered utility vehicle of its kind, built with acceleration and handling that blur the line between working hard and having fun. Right now, get the Sidekick for $0 down, 3.99% financing for 60 months, plus a $1,000 instant cash rebate. Now through December 31st, 2019. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Stop by Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main in Lebanon or call 615-449-6171.
Coleman and Company, it is a Monday morning. Sheriff Robert Bryan is with us. Sheriff, we've got some things we can talk about and may not pertain to the Sheriff's Department. One being what we were talking about during the break here. The Titans showed up yesterday, but not much.
I don't know where they showed up at, but I don't know where they was at.
They didn't show out. I don't know what's the matter. They changed quarterbacks, and I don't think he's a whole lot better than Mariota.
I was telling you earlier, you just get frustrated watching it, and you said you turned volume down and didn't even watch it after something happened, and I see what you're talking about.
Well, they looked like $1 million in that first game against Cleveland. I thought, man, and old Delaney Walker was back and looking good. He wasn't even playing yesterday on what's wrong with him. And then the running back, that big guy from Alabama, whose name I can't think of half the time, he He got, what, 5 yards in the first half and then looked great on that touchdown drive when the second half started.
Yeah, and it just went backwards from there. I mean, they got to the point where they just had to throw the ball, and they couldn't give it to him. So,
well, did you see what happened last night in Baltimore?
No,
the Ravens
time change got me messed up.
The Ravens whipped New England, their first loss of the year.
Yes,
and I mean they put it on them
this morning. Yes,
I didn't even think about it till it was about the fourth quarter when I turned on. They were ahead and actually scored another touchdown, and I don't think New England did. They whipped them. They beat Brady and the Patriots pretty bad.
It's good to see that every once in a while.
Yeah. I don't particularly, unless it's the Titans. I don't care about somebody else going undefeated.
I agree.
That would be all right if it's them. We need to talk a little bit about Veterans Day. That is next Monday. I guess you are aware of that.
Yes, it is. And you got a lot of events you probably need to talk about.
I want to just mention them. Of course, there's going to be the traditional Veterans Day parade here. And I think Jim Harding has joined and is part of that, maybe going to be the MC for the program, which will begin at 11, but the parade begins at 10 at the Lebanon and Wilson County Library. But there are some breakfasts that honor veterans, and we have...
I think it ends at the Veterans Complex.
Yeah, Veterans Plaza. Yeah, right. And there'll be the ceremony, pretty much the usual. We're going to be talking more about that, I think, on Friday here. But we didn't have time to get everybody out here that wanted to talk about their Veterans Breakfast. And I want to mention the one coming up Thursday, November 7th, which is done by the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary Club. This will be at the First United Methodist Church on West Main, and breakfast it's from 6:30 to 7:30 with retired speaker, retired Colonel Jeff Davidson, and you can RSVP to 615-504-0440, and that's the one the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary is doing. And then Liberty State Bank has been doing this for years, and they are continuing to. Theirs is going to be Friday, November 8th. It will be in the East-West building at the Ag Center at Wilson County Fairgrounds. Now, this breakfast for veterans with a program to follow afterwards, and the guest speaker will be Major Gary Ward of the United States Army. And they would like to know, too, so you can call the bank if you'd like to attend this one. You're a veteran, 615-449-4441. So just happy to help get the word out there, and I think the veterans do appreciate. Everybody appreciates a good breakfast, right?
Yes, you feed them. Everybody appreciates that, but it's great. These organizations are honoring our veterans, and if it wasn't for our veterans, we probably couldn't be sitting here today talking on this radio. So it's important to keep them in our prayers and thoughts. And
after that. Our time in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, and some of them came back. They got in this country.
They wasn't welcome.
No, they changed. They changed from their uniform to civilian clothes to keep from being jeered and booed and all that. It was just terrible.
Yes, it was an awful time, and it shouldn't be that way.
No, I mean, even if you disagreed with the war and thought we had no business whatever being there, they didn't have a choice, especially if they were drafted or even if they had signed on, volunteered. They're told where to go. They didn't have any choice. They were sent there. They served their country, and they ought to be recognized as such when they come back. And regardless of how you feel about the politicians' war,
that's right. Everybody's got their opinions, but they was doing what you just said, serving their country, and we should honor them for that. And
I think we're past that now, and I hope it doesn't come back. But anyway, I guess that's enough of that. As you approach the holiday season here, we do hear of more break-ins, cars in big shopping areas being burglarized. We hear of home burglaries, and I guess as we have more of home deliveries, and I imagine that picks up at this time. You have a lot to deal with there.
I'm glad you said something about that because, you talked about during the holidays, all these shopping centers, different things like that. The city police departments do a great job in stepping up their enforcement in them parking lots and different things like that. But you said something about these home deliveries. We're seeing more and more of these packages that's being set on porches get taken. They call them porch pirates, I think is what they call them. But it's you see it every day, and because you're seeing more and more people using that service.
Yeah, right.
And it's
Well, honestly, if you wanted to be somebody that was going to do that, you want to steal something, and you all you'd have to do is follow one of these delivery trucks,
and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I had 3 of them trucks pull in my driveway last week delivering stuff on 3 different times, and it's important to schedule them type of deliveries if you can. Maybe get them delivered to your office or different things like that. It's just because and a lot of these houses nowadays have these surveillance cameras and different things. These Ring cameras that's on the front door. That's helping us out tremendously in trying to catch these individuals. And but again, we go back to it's not just here; it's everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's
well, I would think that if you're in a situation where you have a friend who is at home most of the time, and you could have it delivered there, that might alleviate some of this.
And yes, and talk about neighbors. You need to know your neighbors. People don't know their neighbors no more. And used to you go to your neighbors, get cup of sugar, whatever, but communicate with your neighbors because they see a lot. They can watch your place when you're not there. They can pick up your packages for you and you pick up theirs.
Yeah.
But they just, if you're going to live with somebody, you need to talk to them, but if you can, and nothing better than a good neighbor. A bad one's worse. So.
I think you got that right. But some common sense thinking and practicing here could alleviate some of that. But there are some who are pretty clever, I'm sure, and maybe they make their living by thievery.
Well, I don't know if they're making a living, but they're thieving, and there's somebody out there right now trying to figure out a way to get steal something. And it's important to us as a society and community to, keep an eye on each other, see what's going on around you, and just if you see something, say something, call us and let us know. It may not be nothing, but in saying that, maybe it is, and we can prevent somebody else from getting victimized.
Well, we hear about scams all the time, and one of the things that troubles me about this, you get people out of the country who somehow call here and confuse people, take advantage
with a local number on your caller ID, and they're so sophisticated these scams nowadays, and we're during the holidays again we'll see more and more of that. But what gets me is they're targeting the older generation. My mother got a call the other day, and you can imagine what she said to him. But it's but
knowing Joyce, I can imagine.
But it's happening every day, and if it's too good to be true, it's not going to happen. People's just not going to call and offer you money over the phone. It's not going to happen. But it'll surprise you at the number of people who fall for these things.
But they can sound so convincing.
Oh yeah. And
I've heard a few of these myself.
I mean, they've got all kinds of scams going on now across the board. It's the jury duty scam. This is the sheriff's office. We've got a warrant on you. You need to send money here. And we don't do that. Never will. If we've got a warrant on somebody, we're going to come to your house and arrest you. But people need to understand if it's just don't sound too good, right? It's probably not. They need to hang up on these people because they cannot bother you if they're not talking to you.
Yeah,
and just hang up on them.
Well, do you? It's okay. I know you get a lot of calls, and you're not just welcome. More you got, more you can handle now. But if somebody's in doubt, I guess it'd be a good idea to call you. Maybe even let you know about the.
There's no doubt about it. There may not be much we can do about it because, as you said a while ago, a lot of these calls are from overseas.
Yeah.
And but just saying that, maybe one person calls, we can get the word out across, in media and different things like that. Let people know this is happening, and it's just important that we are aware of what's going on, and if anybody's getting these calls.
Got about a couple of minutes left. Might talk a little bit about traffic and your patrolling traffic, especially in the county. I think I've seen some sheriff cars maybe have somebody pulled over or going after somebody more here lately.
We stepped that up over the past year. We've getting with the growth. We're getting calls every day about speeders cutting through neighborhoods and different things like that. And we do our best to focus on them areas when we get complaints, and we have been stopping a bunch of cars because it's anytime you get congested areas, different things. It's not you don't need to be speeding through all.
Would you do this inside the city limits?
We pretty much try to let the city handle but if we see something in the city, we'll take care of it. But it's all these roads out in the county, we try to focus on all of them with the highway patrol, and they've helped us a whole lot here over the past year or so. And if we have a problem area or they have a problem area, we communicate and we go to that area and try to slow it down. But we're getting so many of them complaints, you can't get you can spend a day or two in an area, but you got to go to the next one.
Right.
But it's important, just being visible is the big thing.
Sheriff, you and I started out talking about football. We might end this. I know that you and police chief were kind of went together and sponsored Lebanon High football. I believe they finished 4th in their district, region, or whatever it is.
Listen to them Friday.
Going to be in the playoffs.
That's correct, and it's great that Chief Justice and I was able to help out and get the word out about the football. It's across the county, all the teams, and they've done a good job, and they're in the playoffs, so I'm proud for them.
Right, they will be. Watertown will be, and I'm sure.
I think Mount Judy is.
Well, yeah. So they've all had at least decent seasons.
Right, and like I said, my cousin Tommy Bryan, he does that radio show during the football game, and he does a good job on that. So he's been.
Well, we ought to say congratulations to him. I believe it's the Sports Writers Hall of Fame he's become a member of.
That's correct. And I saw that. He's done that a long time, and it's well deserving.
Yeah, he's my cousin.
Yeah.
Sheriff Robert Bryan, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Coleman.
That is part 1 of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota and Rental. They have a fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Lampride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still looking at heavy traffic flow right now, trying to get in from Dixon County on 40 eastbound up through Kingston Springs. It's just really heavy and slow up through there. It's a crash, 5800 block of OHB over in Hermitage, 40 eastbound off-ramp at Jefferson Street. That's a two-car collision. 400 block at Gillespie Court. That's South Nashville wreck involving injuries. Hey, if you're buried in credit card debt, learn how you can get it reduced down to a fraction of what you owe. Call 1-800-9. That's 1-800-380-4293. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to rockywilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to rockywilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
It's a different kind of work week out here. You need a tractor with enough power, performance, and versatility. The Kubota BX Series, the best-selling subcompact tractor in America. Now get a BX 1880 for payments as low as $99 a month for 84 months, or up to $2,000 instant cash rebate. Offers include a 6-year limited powertrain warranty. Now through December 31st, 2019. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Stop by Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main in Lebanon or call 615-449-6171.
Another mainly sunny day is on tap to start out your work week. The better news here will be around 10 degrees warmer than what we saw yesterday. Highs will climb into the mid-60s this afternoon. If you're going to be out and about this evening, more clouds will start to push in. I can't hold a very spotty shower with lows falling into the mid-40s. That's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2. It is a Monday morning, and Billy Millimex has joined us to talk about Rocky Williams, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet. And a good morning to you, Billy. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you this morning?
Doing well. Had a nice weekend. I hope you did too.
I did. It was a cool weekend, but it's that time of year, Coleman.
Well, I know there's some people who are really going to be disappointed when 5 o'clock comes today and it's about dark. But I was very happy that the sun was almost up when I got out this morning. I don't like to start out when it's dark.
I know what you mean.
And there's two schools of thought there. And
I'm
not knocking the other, but that's the way I feel.
Yep.
Well, anyway, we're here, of course, to talk about Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, Rams, and all the good things you have there in Mount Juliet at Rocky Williams. And, of course, the no haggle pricing where everybody pays the same great low price.
That's right, Coleman. And if people have not looked at this new 19 and 20 model year Ram trucks,
how about 2020? You said 1920.
19 and 20 model year trucks.
Excuse me. All right. I didn't hear you correctly.
19.
Right. Hearing's going too.
You know, they came out with the new DT Ram, the new body style Ram in 2019, and we have a few of the 19s left and mostly 20 models. But they are phenomenal trucks, Coleman. They've won lots of awards, and people ought to come down and take a look at them. If we've had a lot of people that are normally other brand loyal when it comes to trucks, and they're leaving in a Ram truck.
That says a lot.
That's right. All at our great low, no haggle price, Coleman.
Well, you've got a great product there, and I know some of those Ram trucks have won. Seemed like you won an award 2 years in a row there.
That was back in 13 and 14. They did.
It's been that long.
It's Coleman. We've been doing this a long time now. But that was back in the Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Won it back to back. Never been done before. It is also the Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2019. So it really is an amazing truck.
That says a lot for
yes,
what you
it does.
There. You want people to come in and see that, and of course, see whatever they might be interested. Everybody doesn't want a truck, just a lot of people.
No, that's right. Well, a truck anymore, Coleman, has gotten to be, because of the 4 full doors that are available, all of the the heated seats, cooled seats, panoramic sunroofs, the adaptive cruise control, the blind spot monitoring, just all kind of, you can get everything on a truck today that you can get on basically any car. And used to, it wasn't that way. You know, your grandfather's truck didn't have heated and cool seats on it, nor was it available. But it's getting to be more of a family vehicle because the things that we've just mentioned. And then also you've got the truck bed that's very usable.
Yeah, it makes it a more versatile
that's right.
piece of equipment, really. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, but you also have pre-owned cars. You have a pretty good selection of those. I think you keep all the time for somebody who doesn't want to go brand new.
Coleman, we've got about 215 or 16 pre-owned vehicles right now. So we've got a great selection, pretty much to fit in any budget and any needs that anybody's got.
And service after the sale, something we try to mention occasionally, but lest you forget, you have a great service department.
They do a great job getting people in and out. We have an express service lane for light-duty gas engine oil changes where there's no appointment necessary. You just show up and we take care of you.
Yeah, and we have not mentioned your website because all your cars and trucks and vehicles are listed at rockywilliams.com.
Might see your neighbor there, Coleman.
Yes, sir. rockywilliams.com. And again, I don't think we can emphasize this too much. I mean, you don't have anything to hide. You put your price there. It's your no haggle price, a great price. But you don't have to call. You don't have to do anything else. It's right there on your website.
It's right there, Coleman. It's on the windshield of the vehicle. And, it's just a fair, honest, transparent way to do business. We're not trying to hide a price. We're not trying to make you send your information to get a price. We just give you our best price right up front, and we price our cars and not our customers.
And it's working.
And it's working.
Well, I want to mention, too, your hours. You are open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and you set your clocks back, but your hours are still the same.
They're still the same, Coleman.
Yeah. Anything else before you go this morning?
Well, just, it's November. A lot of people are traveling around Thanksgiving. If your current vehicle needs servicing, certainly come by and see us, or it may be time for an upgrade.
Yeah.
So before the vacation time or holiday time, just come on in.
And if nothing else, come by and see that aquarium.
That 3,000-gallon saltwater aquarium. That's right.
Billy, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next Monday.
Thank you.
All right. Billy Mullinax, Rocky Williams, Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram of Mount Juliet, 600 Pleasant Grove Road. And Billy Mullinax is the general manager. And here each Monday to talk about it. All right. We have special people today to introduce, and I'm going to start with Angel Kane this morning as we switch chairs a little bit here. Angel, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you this morning?
You've got two other people with you. I'm doing fine. It's good to see you again.
You too.
You are a busy person, aren't you?
I try to be.
You still doing things with Becky Andrews?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got Wilson Living, Telling Tales. We're staying busy.
But that's sort of an aside for you, isn't it?
Right. Today I'm here on behalf of, I guess, what I went to school for. So a lot of people may know I'm a lawyer, and I have a law firm called Kane and Crowell Family Law Center. And so today I'm here with Amanda Crowell, my law partner, and then Bryson Eubanks, who's our newest addition to Kane and Crowell. And the reason that we wanted to come on today and kind of share a new area of law that our office is focusing on.
Okay, well, it's really good to have all three of you. And Amanda, we welcome you.
Thank you. Good morning.
And, of course, Bryson, welcome to our program as well.
Good morning, Coleman.
Now, I don't know, we don't really have you probably got an idea of what you want to do, and I hope we get all this incorporated today, Angel, but maybe if we could just talk to each one of these for a minute here.
Sure.
We've talked to you
Absolutely,
yeah. And, you have a quite well-known, famous husband,
Okay. So does Amanda.
Yes, Amanda, your husband is Chris Crowell.
That's right.
Who is a city councilman. But tell us a little bit about you. You have your law degree, license, and so on.
Yes, absolutely. Married Chris and moved to Lebanon about 25 years ago. Been practicing law, graduate of the University of Tennessee Law School. Angel and I started our practice together about 5 years ago. We've been friends for probably 20 years. Our little girls became best friends at the same daycare when they were 2, and now they're 22, college graduates, and they're still friends. So Angel and I have been very excited to embark on a practice together, and we've practiced domestic law for a long time, and now we see this opportunity to expand into the area of elder law, which is why Bryson is here. And Bryson has a lot of expertise in that area, and he's going to be able to offer a lot of new services to the community.
Okay, Bryson Eubanks, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. So a little bit about me real quick. I actually was born and raised here in Lebanon, proud graduate of Lebanon High School here, and continued to go east for college. Got a bachelor's degree in psychology, a master's degree in gerontology, with the idea of running nursing homes and things like that.
Where?
So I got my bachelor's degree at Carson Newman, now University, and a master's degree at Appalachian State in North Carolina. Yes, sir.
Right. Well, that's east, but I didn't know whether you were referring to the big one in Knoxville or somewhere else. Now we know.
So I guess there is another east, but that's when I think of east. That's where I think of.
That's all right. I have a daughter-in-law who graduated from App State, so I'm quite familiar with that. But elder law, you're pretty young but you've adapted to that well, I guess.
I have. I always say I hope that I look younger than I actually am. I was a little bit older than my law school classmates that I just went to school with, but I got into it because years ago, growing up here, I watched my grandmother and her siblings. She had 4 siblings. Take care of my great grandmother at home, and I saw the weight that put on them, both from a physical burden and a financial burden. So I thought, this is something I'm interested in, and didn't really know what I thought that was going to be and what it was going to look like, but. Ended up, as I said, going to Appalachian State to get my master's degree in gerontology because I thought I want families to have all the choices that they can have so that they don't just have to worry about what's this going to cost or do I have to do it. I want families to be able to continue to live as families and have the choice they want with what we call a great quality of life.
Okay, we need to take a break here in about a minute, but Angel, tell us about your location and maybe hours and
Sure.
Are all 3 of you there most of the time, or how does all this work?
Right. Well, so there's a total of 6 attorneys, right? And so we're at 133 South College here in Lebanon, directly across from the courthouse. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We are not all there all the time. Hopefully, we're out in court handling cases, but for the most part, there's always an attorney there to help. Amanda and I mostly practice domestic law, so we're handling your divorces, your custodies. We've got an attorney who does criminal defense work, and then the other area of practice is our estate planning. Estate planning is not just elder law. There are young people who need wills, conservatorships, guardianships. So we have another attorney who handles that, as well as Amanda and I do a lot of that as well. But elder law is sort of our new focus. Because of the fact Amanda and I were getting so many phone calls from people needing this service, and we didn't necessarily know how to handle it. And then Bryson Eubanks walked through our doors, and we found a spot for him. So we're happy to have him.
So it was that simple? He came
Absolutely.
to you?
We had just hired our 5th attorney, had no plans for a 6th attorney. He knocked on our door. We met with him. We grilled him, I think, for 4 or 5 hours one night, and then we found a spot for him.
Okay. All right. We're going to talk a lot more about this when we come back from this break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:45. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota and Rental, fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still heavy traffic here on 24 up through the Hickory Hollow area coming in from Rutherford County. Now, they did move that wreck pretty quickly there on 24 westbound at Harding Place. It's still slow on 40 eastbound coming in from Dixon County due to an accident there in Kingston Springs. That's around the 185 mile marker on 40 eastbound. Again, that slowed down traffic at least an extra 30 minutes. Smashville Moving Company is Middle Tennessee's new moving company. Check them out, smashvillemovingcompany.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Introducing Radius, the next great zero-radius turn mower from Exmark. Available now for as little as $4,999 with attractive financing offers too. With Exmark, you'll get a great-looking professional quality cut in less time, every time. From the mowers landscape pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand. See your local Exmark dealer for complete pricing and finance details and schedule a free demo today. Stop by Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main Street in Lebanon or call 615-449-6171.
This Sunday, another road trip for the Titans to Charlotte to play the Carolina Panthers. The award-winning Titans countdown's on the air at 11. Kickoff is set for noon with the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, and the head coach of Titans Radio, Dave McGinnis.
Brought to you by Absolute Kubota Exmark, Bates Ford, Fakes and Hooker, Steamwell Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
Hi, everybody. It's Tommy Bryan. Tune in on Saturdays throughout the fall as Cumberland University's Phoenix takes on the very best in small college football. The Phoenix go on the road Saturday, November 9th, playing at Campbellsville. Kickoff at 3 p.m. Join me and Bob Lee Saturdays during the college football season right here on WANT and WCOR.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on this Monday morning. We welcome Angel Kane, Amanda Crowell, and Bryson Eubanks from Kane and Crowell Law Office here in Lebanon. Now we've kind of talked a little bit with all three of you, and kind of to summarize here, Angel, I think did you start this pretty much by yourself in the beginning?
Well, no, it was Brody and I. Brody and I had a law firm for about 16 years. I'd actually been an attorney at Rochelle McCullough Knowles, and then Brody had been an attorney at Lanham Williams and Kane, and so then we got together. And then after Brody won his election in 2014-15, then Amanda Crowell joined me. So, and then we became Kane and Crowell.
Right, and Amanda, you've had a number of years in this before you and Angel got together.
That's right. I worked at Lee & Lee for about 16 years doing
But the two of you are still mostly doing domestic law.
Right, that's what we focus on.
But here comes Bryson Eubanks, who just comes by to see you, and he wants to work with you. And after you've grilled him for how long?
I'm not kidding. I think it was 4 hours one night. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell it different. I was going to say 4 days. Well, you've told us a little bit about your background here and why you're interested in this, and a lot of it had to do with the family and the situation that you saw with maybe your grandmother, great grandmother, this sort of thing, right?
That's right, yes, sir.
But you seem to have a passion for this and wanting to. I guess, help people make the most of these situations that can develop and be prepared for them, I would think. Is that a lot of it?
Right, yes, sir. Absolutely it is. The thing that we see walk into our office all the time is, it really varies. It's people that, as Angel said, are young, that just need standard estate planning. But really where we're focusing on, for the most part for this, is the couple that's been married for 60 years and they come in and goodness forbid the husband's had a fall and he needs to go into the nursing home or he needs to go into the assisted living, and maybe you have family around and maybe you don't, and you have a lady that's been with her husband for 60 years and her world's been turned upside down, and of course vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately the statistics say that ladies live longer than men, so normally it happens to men much more often.
Earlier anyway.
Earlier, that's right. But we just want that lady or that gentleman just to say, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do. I can walk into Kane and Crowell Family Law Center and talk to myself or another attorney there, and they can get the answers that they want so that they can live their life with their family as opposed to worrying about all the worries that come along with what are we going to do now? What's next?
Well, I suppose where you begin with somebody would be where they are at the moment, but somebody who hasn't really done any planning, doesn't have hardly anything in place. Where do you start?
So our goal is obviously to have people walk in very early so that they do make those decisions very early. But what I always say is it's really never too late, okay? And even if you have had someone that's fallen, they've broken a hip, and they're in the hospital and they're waiting for discharge to a nursing home, and you think there's nothing we can do, it's simply too late, there's almost always something that can be done. Now, there are, of course, rules and laws that have to be abided by, and this is definitely a way you want someone that specializes in this area, because if you don't, you can definitely make some missteps that can not only hurt you financially, but can also hurt you from when, where, and how you get your care. So, as I say, we want people to come in very early, but even if you've had that fall, you're in the hospital, you don't know what's next, it's usually never too late.
There's some things maybe you do ahead of time. I mean, I'm thinking about a will or some of these other papers that determine what you want to do if this happens, this kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about.
Sure, absolutely. And, we were actually having this conversation in the office the other day that as soon as you turn 18 years old, it is my opinion, and I think a lot of others would follow along with that, you need powers of attorney. It doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or you've been married for 60 years. In fact, you have no legal right in general to make a decision for your spouse. You need to have these documents in place. And a lot of times, to your point earlier of what do you do when it's too late, sometimes it does become too late. And then we have to get the court system involved. And in general, in all the years that I've been seeing people walk into a law office, they would always rather their family members make decisions as opposed to a judge make decisions, or someone that gets appointed by the judge to make decisions, because your family knows you. Someone else that doesn't know you may or may not make the decisions that you want. And then from other documents perspective, there are a lot of things that we want people to do early, like wills, especially when you get children and things like that, which again, with the areas that we focus on, like domestic law and things like that in our office as well, that's very important to us. But you have to change those things as your life changes, and that depends on not only when you have children, who do you want to leave your children to if something happens to you, as you gain assets as you go throughout your life. But then specifically, what I focus on is if you come up with the right estate plan that helps you get care with some of the things that we focus on, like Medicaid and VA benefits. How do you make certain that the good plan that you put in place to get those benefits aren't messed up or aren't undone by things that happen like death? And a lot of times that's by the proper estate planning and proper documents that you put in place beforehand.
Well, there's so much to consider, and a lot of people wonder, well, where do I start? And of course, I guess the will might be one of the first places that you've mentioned here. But then to a lot of people, well, they've heard that old saying that talk is cheap unless you're talking to a lawyer. And then it's gonna, I'm afraid it's going to cost me an arm and a leg.
Right, and a lot of times we often we'll charge for. I do a lot of times for an initial meeting with a client. But one thing that I do when I sit down with a client is I'm going to sit down with them for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, because I want them to walk out knowing exactly what they need to do. Because I feel like a lot of times when people come in to see someone like me, when they need me, their life is in general in chaos. Because like I said, most people don't plan early. And sometimes, families don't have the ability to pay that consultation fee, and we can work around that. But like I said, I'm going to spend an hour and a half to 2 hours with you because when you walk out, I want you to know what the answer is so that you have no more questions.
Well, I take it that you would hope that people have done some preparation, but even if they haven't, that shouldn't stop them from at least seeking professional advice and help in a time of need.
Absolutely, and in general, it's those that, because we don't think it's going to happen to us, that haven't done the planning that need us the most. And as I said, some of the specific things that we focus on are Medicaid planning and VA planning for our veterans that are going into assisted living facilities and nursing homes. And one thing I hope people will take away from our talk and our time here today is that there are things that you can do to plan so that essentially you don't become a completely impoverished just because someone, either your spouse or your family, needs long-term care. There are things that you can do so that they get the care that they need and they want. They can continue to take care of their spouses and their loved ones, and ideally one day we can still honor their estate plan. Just because you get sick doesn't mean that your wishes still shouldn't be honored. And something that I always say, and someone told me a long time ago, is just because you go in doesn't always mean that you pay the exact amount that may be necessarily on the sticker of the car. So, it's smart to get expert advice on things that you need that sometimes you don't even know that you need.
Well, I would think with your preparation, your education, your background here, it sounds like you've pretty much let's say, been exposed, had extensive training and learning in what you're doing?
Yes, sir. So I actually did just join Kane and Crowell. I actually was lucky enough that Judge Kane swore me in actually to practice law here just a few weeks ago. But what I would say is my entire adult life since I finished my master's degree has been spent in an elder law firm. Actually, after finishing my master's degree, I worked for the state of Tennessee for 1.5 years as an eligibility counselor. And then there's a law practice in Hendersonville. His name is Tim Takis. Many would know him. He wrote the book on elder law. But I was lucky enough that I became what he calls his public benefit specialist, that literally focused on learning the law of Medicaid and learning the law of VA. For almost 10 years, worked for him. And then finally, he and another attorney out of Memphis named King Self came to me and they said, "Son, you are too smart not to go to law school. You need to go do this because you're good at it and you know the law, and we think you can make a good impact." So honestly, those two guys coming to me and saying that, I may have even thought, was I smart enough to go do that? But thankfully, good people like that push me and train me in this area, pushed me along to get where I am today.
Yeah. So you're ready, willing, and able to help anybody that will come see you.
Yes, sir.
I guess appointment is needed.
Yes, sir. We prefer that, and thankfully we've been busier, I think, than we expected.
Absolutely.
Coming this first month out, but absolutely. And the thing is it's my opinion that a lot of times you see office hours, or an office is open 9 to 5, but I don't think this is the kind of thing that necessarily stops, especially when you're dealing with elder law. So, if people need to meet a little bit later, I'm always happy to stay at the office later, because life doesn't stop just because you have something going on with your family. So if you need an appointment at 6 o'clock, I'm happy to even meet with you then.
Okay, you got a website or a phone number you want to give out?
Right. So our phone number is 784-4800. And then the website is www.kane-law.com. Call anytime. We've got lots of people there to help. And certainly Bryson is willing to share his knowledge. And we've been so impressed with that knowledge.
Well, I think he's done a good job explaining this morning kind of what he's all about and why you have enlisted him to be part of your firm. And Amanda, you've probably talked less than anybody. We got a minute to go. Anything you want to say before you walk out of here?
Oh, we just appreciate the opportunity.
Well, we're glad to have you this morning. And Angel, you can have the last words.
Well, again, we're excited. We felt that Wilson County, all this area, needed a Bryson Eubanks. So many times we were getting these phone calls and having to send them to attorneys that weren't local. And so when this local gentleman walked in our door and said, "I want to be back in Wilson County," we made room for him, and he's ready, willing, and able to help everybody here.
All right. And so the sky's the limit here. You've already been busier than you thought you would be in the first few days.
Yes, sir. Let's hope so. There's a lot of people out there that need this, and I just hope that I can be a small piece of guiding them through that maze that is aging.
All right, 615-784-4800. Okay. Well, Angel Kane, Amanda Crowell, Bryson Eubanks, thanks for being with us today. That is it for a Monday. Join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day.